If you're planning on illustrating your own book, comic or graphic novel, you may well have people in the image. And if you have people in the image, you'll likely need to know how to draw faces. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I tackle one of these. Hello dear chums, I hope you're feeling really creative today. I make videos on drawing and publishing every week, so if that's your kind of thing, then make sure you subscribe and ding the bell next to it so that you get notified when my videos go live every Friday. All you'll need for this is a pencil or a pen and a bit of paper. Nothing special, we're just going to be doing some practice. I've got a soft pencil here, this is an 8B, but use whatever you've got. The first thing that you really need to consider when you're thinking about drawing faces is where things go on the face. So let's just draw an oval shape to start with, and then I'm going to put a cross like this, and then halfway between here, and halfway between here and here, like that, and that should mark out, roughly speaking, where facial features should go. So the eyes should go along this one. Let's put a couple of eyes in. This is the bottom of the nose, and this is the mouth. The ears will go in line with where the eyes are, like this. And then a lot of this part, you might think, well, that's very low down for eyes, but actually a lot of this is taken up with hair. So if you look at somebody's hairline, they actually take up quite a lot of that forehead region. And if I just colour that in, shade that in, you'll see what I mean, that no longer looks odd. So that's the sort of rough proportions that you need to be thinking about. But of course you might be drawing something that is very characterful. Perhaps it's somebody with a very long face. Perhaps they are an intelligent scientist or something. And let's give them some glasses. Like this. There's their nose. Big forehead. Skinny neck. And perhaps just a few tufts of hair. And some wrinkles. So you really need to think about who your character is. And now, in terms of expressions, what I've done is I've just drawn 6 identical faces and hair, just to show you how differently it can make a face look in terms of what the eyes are doing and the mouth, and perhaps even the eyebrows. The eyebrows are very, very expressive. So let's take this one first. I'm going to draw somebody who's very surprised. So wide eyes, there's his little nose, and a very wide mouth and a little bit of tongue. We can colour that, shade that bit in to show that's the inside of his mouth. And that's somebody very surprised. And now perhaps somebody who's a little bit sneaky. So for this one I'm going to draw his nose first, and then kind of 2 different shaped eyes. I'm going to have one like that, and the eyebrows are doing all the work here. So one eyebrow is up like that, the other eyebrow is kind of down like this. And then we're not going to see the upper part of the eyeball because it's hidden underneath this sneaky looking eyebrow. And a kind of look to his face. Next up, perhaps somebody who's cross, very angry with what's going on. Nose, and then again different shaped eyes. So these ones are going to be kind of, what shape would you call that? Sort of like half a teardrop on its side. And then some furrowed brow. Let's give him some eyebrows as well. Sticking his tongue out. It's just kind of, I can't believe this has happened. And then maybe somebody, let's have someone who's happy. So let's have some closed eyes this time because he's kind of laughing. Eyebrows that are raised slightly, and of course a big wide smile. Creases in the corners of his eyes like that, and maybe just a couple of lines like this. Maybe somebody who is feeling like it's just been a terrible day and everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. So let's have oval shaped eyes and then a line across the middle that shows that the eyes are sort of half shut. Like that. And then a kind of expression. Give him a couple of teeth. Oh, I can't believe it. Could even colour in his eyelids a little bit just to show that. And then a sort of eyebrows. So they kind of slightly curve upwards at the top. And then for the last one, we'll just have someone who's really delighted with their day. So they are the opposite to this one. Perhaps something really amazing has just happened to them. And they just can't quite believe it. There, so again, wide eyes and a really wide sort of smiley mouth and a little bit of tongue there. Could even put some teeth in if you want. So those, if you have a look at those 6 that I've drawn, as I said, they were all from the same sort of shaped face and the same hair, but the expressions give them all very different emotions and can tell more about your story. Now, if I was drawing somebody side on, I would probably start with a bit of forehead and a bit of nose, like this, and then background for the under chin bit here. And let's give them a little bit of neck, and then their eye is going to be slightly just to the top of their nose, like this, and we have them looking up. Perhaps a little smile. And then you can fill in all of this with hair. So this is going to be, should we make it a boy or a girl? Let's make it a girl. So lots of hair. And remember, the hair does go quite far back because the skull is going to be like this shape. So give them a fair bit of hair coverage. And you can play with that. If you were drawing perhaps a boy with a longer nose and a bigger forehead, let's start like this. Perhaps it's a man. And he's not got very much hair. Don't forget his ear. Eye. Perhaps he's got a shaved head, so do lots of dots. Apart from the top, which has got a bit of a Mohican. Mohawk. Something like that. Or if you were doing something that was slightly side on, then what you would need to do is start with your oval and think about where your midline would be. So if they're 3/4 of facing towards you, then this might be their midline. So their nose would go here, one eye, the other eye, mouth. And the ear would be here. The other thing I do quite a lot of is draw someone without drawing their chin in. So it would go kind of like this. And then let's have some hair. Shoulders. And then put their features in. So if you exaggerate what you're trying to achieve, then that can, if you're doing something quite cartoony, that can really help tell the character of your person that you're that's in your story. So in this one I've squished all the features quite close together, and you wouldn't see these lines eventually because I'd be shading all that. But just have a play around. It would, if you're planning on illustrating your own story, then just get some layout paper like I've got, or some copy paper and pencil, and just keep drawing, and see what you come up with, because that's the only way really to start building your character.
If you'd like further artist tutorials, I have a variety of short courses that will help you. There are real-time sessions looking at painting, drawing and marker pens, among others. And if you're keen on producing your own book, there is a more in-depth course on what you need to know about self-publishing a book with illustrations. And that covers making key decisions, how to make layouts and dummy books, rhythm and pacing, as well as several tutorials on illustrating your book, and a look at the tech. You can either hop over to my website or join me on Patreon for more information. Go on, give it a go!
A massive thank you to my fabulous patrons over on Patreon, including Nicole, Maggie, Sonia, CG, Sue and Zoe, Kinda OK and One. Your support means so much to me, and I'm very grateful to be able to bring you this kind of content and lots more. If you'd like to see what you get for being a patron, then I'll leave the link below. Next week, I'm looking at how to lay out text on a page and what you need to think about and consider whilst you're doing it. I'm off to blubber blobfish, so I'll see you next time. Nanu nanu!